Sometimes the news can feel like it is full of noise and heavy moments that crowd everything else out. This is 10 Better Minutes, a podcast that shares recent real stories that offer a steadier view of the world without pretending the hard parts do not exist. Over the next few minutes, you will hear about events that remind us there is more happening than just what grabs the headlines. We will begin with a story about a barber from Queensland who travels to Mornington Island to teach new skills, help with weddings, and bring professional tools to the local community. A Queensland barber named John James landed on Mornington Island off northern Australia with a purpose that was simple and generous: to teach people how to cut hair and feel capable doing it themselves. He arrived through the Fade Wellbeing barbering program run by Australia Northwest Remote Health, and he did not just set up a chair and offer a few quick trims. He ran hands-on workshops, showing residents how to create clean skin fades and how to barber with confidence, then finishing the sessions by distributing 20 professional barber kits to participants. The island community was ready for haircuts, and more than that, it was ready for connection. When people come together around something practical, hope has room to breathe. After John's lessons, participants quickly picked up the techniques and began practicing on their own, turning the training into real, everyday skill. You could almost hear the difference in the air when a workshop becomes a pathway. One moment that captured the warmth of it all came on a wedding day. John helped groom the bride and groom, and students supported the wedding guests while he focused on the wedding party. He was even invited to stay and attend afterward, which felt like the final proof that this program was not only about hair. It was about belonging, shared learning, and the quiet pride that grows when you realize you can do more than you expected. And somehow, in a remote place, that kind of confidence travels just as far as the plane. After major earthquakes struck Caracas, rescuers faced the urgent question of whether anyone could still be found alive under collapsed buildings. And then the unlikely act of coordinated care became the turning point. Rescue teams from Jordan and other countries deployed specialized search and rescue personnel, equipment, and medical resources. With timing measured in minutes and hours, they worked carefully through rubble. And one breakthrough came from snake cameras, those slender, flexible devices that can slip into places human eyes cannot reach. Using that technology, the teams located 3-year-old Kleber Moran. He had been trapped for 6 days, and a video filmed on June 30th captured his face down, covered in dust as he waited. Then, with careful hands and practiced teamwork, the Jordan International Search and Rescue Team carried him out to safety. That moment did not end the search, but it did change the mood on the ground from uncertainty to momentum. While the rescue efforts continued, another survivor, Aaron Levi Cantillo, was found as well. He had been trapped under rubble for more than 4 days, and it took 43 hours for rescuers to reach him. In stories like this, hope is not a slogan. It is the result of people arriving from far away with tools, training, and the willingness to keep looking. Even when the clock is harsh, community support can still create a way through. When young people feel overwhelmed and alone, it can be tempting to think the world will not notice their quiet struggle. Today's story offers a gentler question. What if their words were not just messages, but a way to stay connected and keep going? A nonprofit run by 1455 Storytelling Arts stepped in with practical care. They invited young writers ages 10 to 21 to submit poems, and they received more than 300 submissions. After that, Layla Dwell reports that someone at the organization spent about 6 months reading through hundreds of poems, one attentive line at a time. From all that work, the 1455 Young Poets Anthology is taking shape with 177 poets included, mostly from the United States, and with representation from 9 other countries. It is a wide table of voices, not a single perspective. In the pages, we meet poets who refuse to stop thinking, even when emotions feel complicated. Layla Dwell, age 15, writes, I realize the only way through is through. Alicia Chow, age 14, keeps moving as Defiance of Loss. Emily Bennett, age 18, even offers a poem titled For the Love of the Sunk Cost Fallacy, turning a familiar feeling into a new kind of hope. What I love is that the anthology does not ask readers to fix everything at once. It simply makes room for endurance, loneliness, anxiety, and empathy to speak plainly. And by sharing these poems across borders, it reminds us that many young people are already building a future, one honest, caring line at a time. When you hear about young people trying to find their place, it can feel like the door to creative life is either open or it is not. But here's a story where that door gets held wide, on purpose. The National Youth Dance Company, run by Sadler's Wells, takes 32 dancers aged 16 to 24 from 25 towns, cities, and villages across England, including Blackpool, Brighton, Colchester, and Exmouth. It recruits dancers from a wide range of backgrounds and dance styles, especially those who have not come through formal training routes. That alone is a big shift, because it says talent does not need a perfect starting point. And the company keeps doing it. This is the 14th cohort, bringing together disabled and non-disabled dancers with representation goals built in. After opening the production Memory Keepers earlier this year, the latest group is now continuing a July run, with performances in Falmouth, Sadler's Wells East, and Coventry. You can imagine what it means to step onto a major stage and find your confidence meet your craft. We all know that feeling of wanting a room where you belong before you even start. In the background, the program has already supported more than 12,000 young people over 10 years, and the end result is both practical and human. 9 in 10 go on to further training or work in dance or performing arts, but everyone walks away with something quieter too. Community, momentum, and the calm belief that their creativity is real enough to be shared. Have you ever heard a small moment from the past reach into the present and make everything feel unexpectedly connected? Today, we are stepping into a wedding reception where one family's thoughtful surprise turned into real, joyful astonishment. At the reception, Lou and Jill Rosenberg took their daughter Jordan Rosenberg's planned father-daughter dance and quietly added an extra kind of music. As Jordan moved through the song, God Only Knows, the audio shifted and the room fell still, listening to a decades-old video of Jordan at 4 years old. In that clip, she was making predictions with the pure confidence only a child can have. She talked about what the wedding might include, from things like clowns, a moon bounce, and face painting, all the way to names of people her family knew well, including Gracie, Kylie, and Sarah. Then the message landed closer than anyone expected. The child version of Jordan said the name of her future husband, Max. Jordan's parents had blended that 4-year-old recording into the dance, so the guests would hear it in real time. And when the surprise prediction matched Max Creamer, the awe in the room was immediate. Jordan and the guests were moved, not because it proved something mysterious, but because it was so sweetly, specifically right. Later, Jordan and Max shared the moment online, and the video spread far beyond that banquet hall, carrying one simple delight with it. The kind of delight that says our childhood selves still know how to make us smile. As always, I have a wonderful tip for you to help with your mental reset and make room for more steadiness and joy in your day. Today, we are using something simple but powerful: your home screen design, so your phone does not gently steer you toward negativity the moment you pick it up. Here's the idea. Your home screen is like the door frame you walk through every time you open your phone. If the first thing you see is a stressful app, a comment thread, or a stream of headlines, your brain gets trained to tap without thinking. So start small. Move the most triggering apps off the first screen. Put them in a folder called Later, or tuck them into a second page. Then choose one calm or neutral shortcut to place where your thumb naturally lands. Add one intentional cue too. a note widget with a phrase like, "Pause. What do I want right now?" Or a photo that reminds you of something safe and real. And make the search bar and notifications less loud by turning off badges for the apps that pull you in. You are not removing choice. You are shaping the first few seconds so your attention can arrive where you meant it to go. Well, we made it to the end of today's episode, and I just want to say thank you for sticking with me for these 10 better minutes. I hope you can feel what I keep coming back to, which is that goodness does not disappear just because the news cycle gets loud. There are still people doing decent things, neighbors looking out for neighbors, and quiet efforts that do not always make headlines but still matter a lot. This is Ian Rhodes with 10 Better Minutes. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.